I'm glad the mic is good, and I hope my voice doesn't annoy the piss out of some people. But I get enough viewership, so it's. But I also view it as a posterity thing that in 100 years, somebody could look up video footage or be researching what was G4 TV, what was the history of this and that. So they can use this as research. That's a whole ego thing. I'm just utterly fascinated by how can you generate this much content over a product on a TV channel. Holy cow, dude. Kristen Holt just says, hey, we're going to see if, we just challenge you guys. Can you beat this game in 3 hours? So, you've just started playing this game. You know everything about this game, but can you, beat it in 3 hours, Is there enough content there that if you just wanted the game, you just wanted to you didn't care about the story, you just wanted to kill things, you just wanted to waste time, on this game. There's stuff you have to do. There are, there's things you have to participate in. Is that possible? So yeah, go for it. And that's just like, so how much money are you going to pay for this game? $60? $60 for this game, which you can play by yourself or with a team of 4. So like 4 of you guys can play it. How much time does it take? How entertaining is it? Can it be? It's if it takes 3 hours to beat the game, that's how much content's on the game. And if these guys are like jamming through it, still, it's supposed to be an epic game. It's supposed to be like it take you forever kind of game. That's what you want. That's the way they're dramatizing this game. It should be like this. It's an epic, storyline and feeling and this and that. And so far, the guy said is like, it's the same game. It's Halo 2, just a little bit, few more weapons, a little bit more fun, That was it. Wow, and that shirt too. Oh my God, they're just, so how are you going to generate content? Let's have 2 guys who can sing the theme song for this video game. Let's have him let's have a sing off or something. Let's stage that. Yeah, we'll give away a prize for it, right? Yeah, totally. Oh man, I can generate. Oh man, it's like. I'm taking this as how are people going to cover it? How would people react to this? How would they understand what's being displayed for them? And that's what it is. It's just like this is weird mass entertainment, but focus on a product. This is just a giant infomercial, for a product. How much is Microsoft Halo and Halo 3 paying these guys, for this airspace?
Plenty, I'm sure.
That's man, how much money, is going in, is exchanging hands. And if it's not, then how does G4 TV figure they can justify all the advertising space? Because how do you sell what is a video game to people who I have a product I want to sell, I want to advertise. I want to advertise my product on your channel. Okay, you can do that. It'll cost you this much money. Okay, well that was too much money. What do you mean it's too much money? This is a decent, amount. I'll pay you $40,000 to run my commercial 16 times a day on your channel, anytime you want. But make sure it's evenly spaced out. Don't just clump it, in whatever the dead air. And you can totally tell, like, when... yeah, but this is worthwhile. This is cool. See? This is the explosion, the explosion part of entertainment. It's just interesting, like, how do you justify what you're selling to an advertiser in this respect, Oh, you want to run your commercial during the Halo 3 4.5-hour special we're going to run, and so how do you justify to the the advertiser? Like, it's gonna be prime coverage. It's gonna be a lot more viewers are watching this stuff. Okay, so who's advertising? Who's getting their advertisements out? Who footed over the money, the extra money? Pink tacos or not pink tacos. Teabagging. Yeah, teabagging. Jeez. It's like where you insult your opponent. It's just ridiculous. That's how you treat combat. Sadly. But anyways, I'm just finding this whole thing interesting. But like you or I, how much time would you invest money into buying Halo 3?
No.
No, right now? You sure? I mean, because it's supposed to be a better game. Or it's supposed to be like a really fun game. I mean, a lot of people enjoy it. I was playing Halo 2 co-op. I was having the hardest time with the controls. But otherwise, I dug the game. It had some pretty intense combat. I'm pretty sure I could dig it. But I'm just waiting for it to come to the PC, which it is right now, so I can go out and buy it. But I got enough other games. I got to play through first, before I can do that. So, yeah, but then again, I'm real conservative with my money. So, but yeah, I'll buy it eventually. But so how do you justify all this entertainment? All this content. So, but G4 TV is doing a decent job. They're making it entertaining. They keep me entertained. I like the explosions. And that's what the one thing where they're showing like, it was some machinima, they call it, or machinima, where you just marionette the characters, the avatars in the video game, the editor and stuff. So yeah, it's interesting stuff.
24 hours a day.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's the death knell. Oh, hey, guess what? Thursday we're having a big announcement. Whoa, 720. What the hell, guys? What is? Are you going off the air? Don't get canceled, please. Like seriously, or like, are they? Is it a new lineup? But they could leak that, but if they're not going to announce anything, it's either bad or it's some real cheesy idea of good. So let's hope it's not bad. Epic commercial there. I guess G4's not going off the air. So they just played the review XPlay did for Halo 1, and it's real interesting for one thing because you see the style they use for they used to review the video games, and it's Adam Sessler doing it, and it's very dry. It's very just like straightforward. This is what the game has, and this is what's an enjoyable aspect about the game. And it's just kind of like, whoa, wait a minute, this is this is the same XPlay, and I think what it is that they realize, hey, the way to review and talk about a video game, you basically you both know what's in the video game, so you set it up so that you're giving it in a riddle, you're explaining the game in a riddle, that both of you understand, and yeah, that makes sense. It works, and it's pretty cool how that works out. So, yeah, I dig that, and it really is a real interesting way to look at how the review process has evolved over the years. So it's hour 8:17. There's another hour 15 minutes to go before the end of the program. They're still milking it. They're still putting out content. They're still drawing in people with the whole, hey, you can win free stuff. Which really goes to kind of show you and make you think and wonder about, like, okay, so what was the purpose of that one show, free stuff? To show just how many people would pay attention, especially for video game systems. So these advertisers are really making big off of this whole program. So, way to go, guys.
What are you most excited about when it comes to Halo 3? I have to tell you that I'm most excited about the single player. I was so disappointed in the single player in Halo 2. I really felt like it was a huge part about the game that was just kind of lacking. And the multiplayer was great, and we all experienced that. We played the beta, we had a good time with it. But I want to experience the story. I want to find out what happens. I want closure.
Everybody needs closure, especially